I'm still like interested in those things, passionate about those things. It's just that like I feel like I might be on the cusp of something happening, and I just.
Do you have any evidence?
No,
none.
Yeah,
dude. My gut. This might be good because my gut feelings have been 100% wrong all the way. There were times pre-trial when this was hanging over your head as a big stress point, and I'm like, are they still mad at you about that? Like, I figured they'd have forgot, like, let it go by now. Turns out they hadn't let it go.
No,
now I'm like, no, Kyle, you're going to serve the whole 2 years.
I might,
but I've been wrong about everything, so it's a good sign.
Yeah, broken clock, write twice a day and all that nonsense. But still, yeah, the COVID thing. I've said it before, but. The COVID thing has the court system so jammed up, and they're like not reviewing cases right now. Otherwise, I would be able to get my case in for review and be able to say, hey, I've done, what is it now? It's almost February. So like, I've done 16 months of 24 months, of my probation. I haven't had a single infraction. I've passed every drug test. I did my fucking paid my fines, did my fucking post-sentencing and pre-sentencing therapy classes. I did my drug class in prison. Can I go now?
What? The fine, was it substantial?
$5,000, something like that.
In between, right? Like, not life-altering, but not.
Apparently, it was very odd for me to just pay it all in one lump sum and get it over with. Because as soon as I got the bill for the fine, I sent him a check for $5,000, and so my probation officer was like, "Yeah, and you're going to want to get your fines paid, sometime in the next 2 years for sure." And I'm like, "I paid that before I went into prison." He's like, "All of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was in possession of $5,000, so
I'm made for distribution. You think I can't afford the fine?
I might have beaten that distribution charge, but let's just say I've got $5,000 laying around. That's not a good joke to make. That's all. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I made the joke.
He's got $50,000 in drug money laying around.
Stop! I have no drug money. I've never sold a penny's worth of weed. Look,
no. Technically, they were buying the box it came in. All right, they never sold the drugs.
Like I always say, I fully admit to buying all the weed I could ever find, but to sell it, that's like that doesn't even compute in my mind. I love weed so much. Like there's no way that you have enough money to buy my weed. That's how much. It's like offering to buy someone's children from them. It's like, all right, you got $1 billion? Well, I would never pay that for a child. I could get a Chinese baby for $50,000. Exactly. I market value of my weed doesn't even approach the value that I place on my weed. So why would I ever sell any weed? I've never had so much weed that I had enough to sell anyway. I've never possessed an ounce. I don't know what an ounce of weed looks like. I've never had more than half an ounce because I thought I was like teetering on some sort of legal scary level by staying under half an ounce. Like when I got busted, it was 14 grams, I think. Yeah. An ounce is 28 grams. And they claim they found some crumbses on some jacketses back at my house. But look, I don't think they're lying about that. I'm sure they found something at my house, like some crumbses. But if I'd known I had those crumbses, I'd have smoked those motherfuckers up because I thought I was fresh out. Like there's no way I would have been picking up another bag of weed if I knew there were some crumbs back at home. You don't think I'll smoke the crumbs? I'll make tea out of the stems.
Yeah. Even if it just makes me feel it's just a little okay for a while.
I used to like clean my bong and get that black goo out of the bottle.
Oh, you were smoking res?
It's like tar, the consistency, like it's sticky. And like if I was
and it starts bubbling,
I would be completely out of weed though. And so like
it's not crazy to smoke tar. You have to understand I was running low.
I was out. and so like I would like take my like water pipe that had the accumulated goo in it and I would pour water in it and then I would shake it really hard upside down onto like a plate. And then like just like an old gold miner, I would like rotate the plate so the water spilled over. And if I did it just right, the goo would stick to the edge of the plate.
What is that process called?
Panning.
Panning.
So I'm in the bathroom panning for goo.
That's
And,
not
like,
a very good turnout. This is barely enough to get high.
So you've got shake it all out into this plate and then pan for goo. And after a while, you've got like a plate that's mostly dry, but has like black goo all over the rim of it. And I'd be like, baby, it's time to smoke some goo. And she's like, not the goo. And I'm like, that's all we got, baby. We got to smoke the goo. And I take a razor blade and I do like semicircles, pressing really hard to like get all the goo, and then like flick the water off the goo, and then get it in the bowl again, and then re-smoke that goo. And first of all, it's incredibly harsh. I'll admit, like I would cough and it tasted awful, but it gets you so fucking high.
Oh,
like
yeah.
because it's marijuana concentrate. It's concentrate because it's like it's the remainder of smoking concentrate, and it's like been condensed down even more. So
I thought you were talking about like so in college, I remember using like that flour, like the goo that would be in the flour if you were just totally out.
This is
trying to use that.
I
Or
want
goo
that
came from
story to be our first PKA animation story. And it should end with that line that I just said.
Well, you guys want to call it a show? I'm starving.
I'm not. But
So Danny Mullen, next time we work on the audio things, we missed a lot of the funny stuff you say. Where can everybody find your stuff and your antics?
Just Danny Mullen on all platforms. Yeah, sorry. Next time I'll take a caffeine pill. I'll have one of my guys come over and make sure the mic works too. I'm a fucking dummy. And yeah, dude, I'll smoke some goo. No, but I miss doing this, guys. I'll come back on soon with a functioning mic and maybe a cup of coffee. Yeah, I miss doing this with you guys. Let's do it again soon.
Good. Yeah,
like
love
that.
it.
It's always fun.
Always.
all right. Any outros?
Nope, we are good.
PKA 527.